What's going on, guys? Big welcome to you all to our channel. We are back and very fast with another video which will talk about the dark state yet again, but this time we have part 4. So we have already talked about a lot from the trial deck, but in today's video we're actually not talking about the trial deck. We're talking about the first booster box that will get revealed, and this is of course from D. So the name is Genesis of the 5 Gates, and I'm very interested to see how these cards that are in this box will actually complement the cards that we have got from the trial decks, because we have seen from Megalanika, or whatever you want to call the new clan right now, Stokhaya, that the Grand Lu cards actually have very different art than the cards that we have had from the trial deck, which are pretty much great nature. But there is a really nice synergy between the one nation but actually 2 different clans. Although when you look at the art is very different, but it's also very interesting to have those in one deck. We'll have Varian maybe working on with Alex to maybe create some decks for you guys that you would see how that would work. But for now, for this video, we'll actually talk about the Dark State reveal. So we didn't have that much revealed yet. We have 2 cards, and it's really interesting to talk about them. We'll start with the Perfect Guard. So we have already got the Perfect Guard from the trial deck. If you guys haven't seen that video, it's part 3. Check it out, the link is in the description section below. But this Perfect Guard has a different skill from the other one, because the other one is plain and simple, just using a discard a card in UPG. Well, with this card, it's a little bit different. This is a little bit better. So the first ability is still Sentinel. You could only have 4 Sentinels in your deck. And the second ability is, of course, the auto ability that says, when this unit is put on your guarding circle, choose one of your units and it cannot be hit until the end of battle. The first part is the same, but it doesn't have a cost, which means that you could Perfect Guard with this without paying the cost. But if your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it, which means that you pretty much, this card is better than a Perfect Guard in everything, except maybe the art, although I like this art more than the other one. What this card does is basically, if you are already at a disadvantage and you have less cards in your hand, so it's say if your hand has 2 or more cards, so if you have 2 or more cards in your hand, you have to discard 1. But if you have only 1 card left in your hand, which is the card that you stride with, if you're saying premium, or the card that you will persona ride with if you're saying D, or whatever format you want to play that you could put this card in. Of course, you could only play D and premium, this could not fit into V. Then, as long as you have 1 or less cards in your hand, so 0 cards, you could still use this card. If you have 2 Perfect Guards in your hand, that's the last 2 cards that you have, you could still Perfect Guard the second one without discarding anything, and Perfect Guard the second attack without discarding anything, which is sometimes situations that we will put in that we have to discard a PG with a PG. And this card gives you the option to not having to do that. So it's really good, and you could be very smart about how you play it and how you could take advantage of it. But with this means that Perfect Guards could be really your last defense. And yeah, for that, it's actually very interesting and very good. They introduced these kind of cards very early. So these would be rares in the new set, which means, of course, these normally should be a double rare, but because the rarity got a rarity boost, and with that, the rares actually are now more, yeah, they are better. They're as the name says, rare. They are rare cards. So maybe a booster box would have, or a booster would have only 1 rare in it. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. I didn't really check that out, but it's actually pretty good to have these cards being this good, be just that rare. So yeah, for that, I'm actually very interested to see what the other cards would be. Also the art, all of these are dragons, so we have these for all the nations, and the skill, if I'm not mistaken, is exactly the same, but they're all dragons, which is also very nice. I like that, to have some dragons, the same as the dragons that we had in the past, as in with Gize or after that. They're still good to see some dragons for all the nations. The next card that we talk about is also dragon, and is the Overtrigger. So these are also dragons. The Overtriggers are also dragons. The perfect cards are dragons. And again, I'm very happy to see them keeping the theme up of giving all the clans the same. So this, of course, has the same ability that you could only have one Overtrigger in your deck, so you could not play this and the Crane Elemental, or this and one other copy of it, which means that in the future we will have different kind of Overtriggers, and it's up to you to choose which one you would like. The first is definitely still the same. If you get this in your damage check, then it goes away as in a heal. If you get this in a drive check, it goes away and you draw a new card. And of course it gives the 1 billion trillion power, which is pretty cool as well. And of course the second ability that the card will have, we don't know about that ability yet. We only know about the one from the Dragon Empire, which would restand your Vanguard. And what this card would do, call a new field, restand your Regards but not your Vanguard. I don't know, I'm assuming it's not like that. I'm assuming it's something different, maybe deal an extra damage for the opponent, like a critical trigger, but it goes in anyway, as in Dust, how Dust worked. Maybe something like that. That would be very interesting, but I'm actually not sure. For the art, it's also a little bit very Dust-like. It's more a little bit of deleters has in it, but it screams that evilness, which I like a lot. So if I have to choose from which clan of this nation this would definitely be Dark Regulars, as in Castile, as in Dust, as in Gize, in the time of Gize, but this definitely has nothing to do with Gize, of course. So yeah, I think, I'm not sure. So yeah, that's actually the reveals that we had from the new booster box, the first booster box from D. And that's also actually it for this video. Let's just a fast video to talk about the two cards, and actually we are very interested, all of us, and you guys as well, to see what the Overtrigger would do for Dark State, but also very nice that they have revealed the perfect cards and the way that they work. That's also pretty good, and to see that card being a rare is actually very, very nice, because now the double rares will have higher value, as they would be the same as the triple rares when we had VRs, and the triple rares would be the main cards of the set, which is also pretty cool. So again, that's actually it for this video. Thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in our channel. We'd love to hear and read your comments, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to the channel, because we would love that as well. Thank you again, until next time.